Alright, now if you saw my other video, you'll know that I did decoupage with Elmer's glue, and I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough on how that turned out. Here is the collage that I made, and I used Elmer's glue. I took water and I watered it down, but not too thin, because if it is too thin, you are going to pretty much ruin your pictures. So I did this first, and I accidentally put an extra coat on this, and it kind of ruined it a little bit. It got it too wet, and as you can see, there's lines like my other video shows. And then this one was pretty good. I did not put an extra coat on top of it. I just painted it on the wall and put the pictures on, and I found that using a lighter to, and I actually went from left to right or right to left, because when I went from the middle and out like that, it was getting bubbles inside of it. So I ended up just doing from one side to the other, and it worked a lot better. So this one I did not put an extra coat on top, and she came out just fine. So I ended up taking these off right here and redoing them, and I added these wall decals from eBay, and they're really pretty, and they're not really easy to put on the wall because they kind of stick together, but they look awesome after it's done. And I just went all the way down with the butterflies. The one thing I did find is that these don't really want to stick to the wall, and I found that I was constantly having to re-stick them to the wall. So when I would come into my bathroom, this whole thing would be on the floor on my scale that I never use. So what I ended up doing was I went and I got some spray enamel, like a clear coat enamel spray paint. Super cheap. You can get it anywhere, pretty much anywhere. And I sprayed the wall first. I don't know if you can see the shine right there. Like, this is not shiny and this is really shiny. I sprayed it on first, and then I put these on, and I tried to spray the crap out of them, and it really did help. Of course, there are some parts, as you can see, that they just don't want to stick. They just do not want to stick at all. But at least the whole thing is not on my floor. And as you can see, it turned out really good, and I really, really like it. That was made for me with metal, and it was welded together, and that's just something that I threw in there to cover some space. And I did end up taking these from over here, and I put them and framed them in my Maryland portrait that was painted for me. I found this wallet. I used it a few times, but it really wasn't as big as I would have liked it to. So what I did was I just put it on the back of the toilet to cover my hand sanitizer, because as you can see, this bathroom was torn apart, and there's no vanity, there's no bathtub, there's no sink to wash your hands. So I just keep that right there and hide that like that, and it's all gravy. These were salvaged from a waterbed, and they are not glass, as you can see. It is a reflective type of material. It's kind of like a film, but it does kind of tear really easily, so you have to be careful. But that was salvaged from a waterbed that was found, and it actually went in the ceiling, the ceiling of the waterbed. So I just took those, I doubled them up, and as you can see, it makes a full length mirror. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some trim or something and kind of frame it inside of there so that it makes it a little bit more pretty to my taste. There's my quote, and that actually stuck really well. I didn't have to use anything to like adhere it to the wall. It just really stuck really well, and my sister got that for me, so I'm really not sure where it came from. The pictures I added in later after my video. Same thing, just decoupaged, and like I said, what I found was using a lighter was super easy to get out the bubbles, and you have to wipe the glue off pretty much continuously, because it gets all over the place and it will get on your pictures and it will ruin them. But if you do it right, it looks great. I ended up painting this right here, and I did the matte behind it red, and then I did black. I threw a little bit of glitter on it just to kind of dust it, and then I sprayed the crap out of it with my enamel clear coat that I used on the wall over there. I did take some tape, and I sprayed it red, everything red first. I took some tape and I did like a design type thing, and this was supposed to be a flower, but the flower didn't come out very well, but I still think it looks pretty. And I did that, and then let that dry. I hung it up, and then I found some books, this one and that one, on eBay, and then I just added little tiny tidbits here and there of things that I had found and collected. And my sister got me that. Doesn't really match, but it sure looks pretty. I just put some food coloring in there to make it better. So, and those are some flowers that I had, but super easy to do. And I'm telling you, this was a random toilet in the middle of a room. They had completely destroyed the bathroom when I got here. There was no walls. This wall was actually, I had a sheet covering this wall and this wall, and I had no door. And the whole project, I want to say, was like $300. And decor, really not anything, because as you can see, I took magazine photos and I put them on the wall, and it takes up a lot of space and it looks really, really good. I really like how it turned out. So that's pretty much it. If you watch the first video, it'll give you a little bit more information. You can cut, paste, I mean, pretty much however you want to make your collage, and just arrange it on the floor, and you know, you just put it on the wall piece by piece, and it's super inexpensive, really fun to do, and extremely addicting. So you guys have fun with everything, and I will see you all next time.